Welcome to Biscuit 10 RPG, everybody. Thank you for the patience here. We did have some technical issues, as we always do, making sure that we have transcription available for Quill here. I had to change where the cameras are. Not mine, that's over here now, which is fun, but whatever, doesn't matter. Um, Before we get started, a little bit of housekeeping. Um, Tomorrow we will not have City of Illumination as I will be at a charity event here in Kansas City. Peddling my wares for a good cause. So if you happen to be near Lee's Summit or Kansas City, Missouri, come check it out. Look up Super Hope Minicon. I'll be there tomorrow from 11 till 2. So come say hello. Other than that, I don't think we have much else to do, so I'll go ahead and do a quick recap. And it is quick because, stuff happened. So, Red to Black Session 3, or as we called it, a slice of unlife, begins. The group has found themselves learning the ropes of how Noxvillar works and start to settle in. While the exploding sky may have been disconcerting, the Ashen Shepherds and the Godless Monarchy, the House of the Sovereign, have let everyone know that they have things well under control. Finding their own places to call home, they each settled in for the evening and began planning what they would do to pass the time before they eventually move on or perhaps work towards resurrection. And that's where we're going to pick back up. All of you went to sleep last night. Some of you uh, may have had things that you were working on, etc. We're going to go ahead and start with Riva. I do not believe that we had major stuff for you, but you were planning on doing something, if I'm not mistaken. So you wake up, as it were, or rather, come out of your rest. What are you planning to do?
She wakes up. I think she's just truly just trying to get the grip on like living here and like
hmm
what's up with everything. So I think she's just gonna start wandering around from place to place, just like find people who know things. Maybe find Johan if he's around.
Yeah.
Uh,
So Uh, we'll get to this with each one of you, but depending on where you are, you will all run into Johan. Johan is going to check up on you as the days progress, and then first thing he's going to do is he'll see you, Riva, and he'll be like, "Hey, I see you settling in. Anything I can do to help?"
yeah. So you said there's a thing about how long we have to stay here. There's people that know that.
Oh, well, you get a crossway coin from each line, and depending on where you are in that line, could take quite a while to get where you need to go. But there's the possibility of going back if that's what your hope is, or finding a faith and potentially availing yourself to them to go to pass on,
Hmm.
struck the moral coral for good, as so it were.
And I guess I'm just curious about the city in general. Is
Yes.
there like I guess you would be the person to ask, but how does things work around here? Like,
Well,
is it just kind of people sit around until they have to leave, or is there more to it than that?
it really is. It's your middle of the road, as it were. So you make the most of it. You choose what you want to do. If you want to hang around the city or you want to do something else, that's completely up to you. You are the master of your own destiny. Now, what I would say is definitely stay within the city for the time being. While we have things well under control, there's still some anomalies going on out there. We'd rather not put anyone in danger.
Hmm, okay, I am
Oh,
going to go.
that
Hmm,
reminds me. I was given a message, told to give directly to you. Uh, they said do not open it under any circumstances, and given the fact of who they were, I'm not going to question things. So here you go.
okay, I'm not supposed to open it.
No, I'm not supposed to open it.
Oh,
You can
okay.
open it. It's for you. It's got your name on it and a seal. So you know that I didn't open it.
Hmm. She'll take the letter. You know who this came from?
Yes.
She'll take it and open it. Start reading.
Inside the letter, as you crack open the seal, it's a insignia that you don't recognize. Um, but as you open it up, it says, "Riva, your exploits have been seen and counted, and we know what you are, and we know that you can do good for this city. We invite you to come meet us at the Ten Bells."
I'll fold up the letter. Who is this from? What is the seal?
Oh, that's the Pale Horseman.
Hmm.
They're they work for the sovereign. They're kind of the go-between. They're usually sent above ground, as it were, to deliver messages or take care of things that shouldn't be.
Okay. Hmm. I'll fold the letter, put it in my pocket. Sounds like I got the little meeting. Uh, if you see the others, I guess tell them that I'd like to talk to them again sometime. If they got
Yeah,
time for it.
absolutely. I'm going to check on him now.
Oh,
So,
that's good.
yeah, I'll let him know. Um, let's see, who am I gonna find next? Looks at it. He pulls out a piece of paper from like his rib cage. Hmm. Ah, here we go. Looks like oh, well, I guess I'm just gonna hit everyone that's here. So Augustine next, and then that bear fella, Icarus. That's his name.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I'll let him know you're looking for him, and I'll let the others know as well. It'll
All
probably
right.
be about an hour or so before they're able to gather up. Is there any place you'd like me to tell them to meet you?
I guess just on the what was the one place called? Uh the one that Issa was staying at. The
Oh,
Sentiments.
oh, the tenements. Yeah,
Tenements.
I can.
Telling them to meet me there, I suppose.
I'll tell them all. No problem.
All right.
All right.
Uh, you have fun doing that. I'm gonna go. I guess I have a meeting. I guess I'll walk off to where this letter tells me to.
Yep. So, you're not familiar with this place. So, how are you going to find the Ten Bells?
I definitely just start wandering around and then get lost and then start asking around.
Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and let you be lost for a little bit looking around. Um, next, Johann finds mm, let's see who we find. I'm nothing if not chaos driven. Augustine. All right. Johann, you hear a knock on your door. Um, Augustine, whether you're still in your rest or petting mittens or composing something is up to you. But you hear a knock on the door, and outside it goes, "Augustine, I'm just here to check on you. Make sure you're not, dwelling in sadness again."
Johann is left standing there for a solid 30 seconds. No noise whatsoever from inside. Augustine was sitting in a chair, like looking over some lyrics she had written and just giving Mittens head scritches. And finally, after the 30 seconds, she stands up, goes over to the door, opens the door, and goes, You're never going to let that go, are you?
I mean, maybe, but it could be years. I would say at least 20. That's a joke, you see. I understand. Sometimes it's a bit much, but I figured with your friends being here, it might add a little bit of levity to the situation, given some of the dire circumstances you've been through lately.
I hate that I found that anywhere near humorous.
You're
I'm
welcome.
fine. I was just working on a new song.
Oh, well, fantastic. Well, I'm just here to check up and make sure everything's okay, see if there's anything I can help you with. Oh, that and Your friend Reva, she wants to meet everyone here in the next hour or so by the tenements.
All right.
I passed on a
Um,
message. There we go.
I wanted to ask, um, you hear a lot of things as people pass through, yes?
Yeah.
How often have you heard of planes of existence or even just areas where resurrection doesn't seem possible for a long time, but then
Oh,
suddenly is?
kind of outside my purview. You'd probably be better off asking someone that's in charge of that. Honestly, the House of the Sovereign probably has more information on that than I would. But I have heard tale that there have been, uh, well, if that little guy's right, there was definitely a place that did suffer that here not too long ago in the grand scheme of things. You see, I believe it was the Shadelands went through that for quite a period, at least 100 years.
Augustine is just staring at Johann, waiting for it to click, because I'm sure she's told Johann where she's from.
He just remains oblivious.
You are lucky that you are actually funny. Okay. I guess I'll have to find a way to do some more diggings then. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Well, Poodle. So I'm not going to have you make an insight check. Uh, you're not sure what it is, but Johann seems heightened, at least in a sense. You're not quite sure what it is. It's not that he's really hiding anything or anything like that. He just there's a hint of something, but you can't quite make it out. So
Almost like when you can sense a manic edge to someone.
yeah, he goes. Anyway, I'll check up on you all tomorrow. You have a wonderful day, or what passes for a day here with a place with no sun, after all. And I gotta go find your compatriots. Give them a good how do you do and a welcome. See how things are going. Hey, do you know which one of these is Icarus's?
No, but when you find out, let me know so I can avoid it.
Oh,
Have a
very
good
well.
day, and just shuts the door.
I like her. Mittens is kind of a dick, though. Just walked off. It takes about 20 minutes, and I'm not sure where Icarus is. By this time, Icarus would be up and moving around. You may be outside of your lodgings if you so choose. There
Actually, gonna
hasn't.
say, just go find the door that has really heavy snoring coming from behind it.
All right, fantastic. So there's a knock on the door, and outside you hear, "Hey, just checking up on things, seeing how you doing."
Yeah.
Ah,
The door opens and um well, Icarus is a bear. He doesn't wear anything to bed. He's like, haven't you heard of letting sleeping bears lie? Oh, you.
I mean, yeah, but
Let's
you're technically not, you know, a typical bear. So I'm not sure how that really applies. I mean, that would be demoralizing to you, yeah? I
oh,
don't know. I'm
bears
not
are
good with
fucking
social
awesome.
cues.
Hmm, Anyway, yeah. Oh yeah. Thanks for the piece of glass. I only had seizures a couple of times, but I got it handled. No worries.
Hey, it's fine. I'm just checking up on you to see how things are going, and letting you know that as the days go by, I'll be showing up less and less. I just want to make sure that you're settling in. Also, your friend, well, your new friend, I don't know, your compatriot, the one you came with, Reva wants to meet with everybody in about an hour by the tenements.
Hmm. Gotcha. I should check up on Rosina anyway. Not sure if I would call them friends. I collapsed on the floor and they just put their feet up on me.
Oh, well, I mean, friendship's shown in different ways.
You're
Anyway,
all heart, Johann.
actually, I'm all bones and a hat.
I said what I said.
Me too. And he
Anyway.
just walks away.
Yeah.
So,
Well, there goes
we're
my
gonna
plan for
go.
hibernation.
We're gonna go to Rosina next, because you will be closer on the way to the tenements. Rosina, Johann checks in with you. He knocks. He waits out front for you to finally come out. I assume you'll eventually come out because he's not really one for wandering into a place that he doesn't know that well just yet, and or where you were. So he sent someone to go find you. It takes about 5 minutes. You take however long you're going to take, and you end up meeting with Johann. Johann just goes, "Hey, how's things? You settling in well?"
Oh, yeah. Can't you see? I'm wearing my lab coat. I've been washing beakers all morning.
I mean, some people love that sort of thing. So, I mean,
Washing beakers?
look, you know, I'm not going to judge, but I am going to ask. Like, you don't seem the type. What are you giving them in exchange?
Well, I am going to be apprenticing with some clerics of the shepherd. That ring a
Oh,
bell?
yeah, the shepherd. What's that guy's name? Let me see. He's the god of something. He kind of pulls out a book and he's like, "Let me look, let me look." He's got a fancy name. It's a whole deal here. Powers and uses
Hmm.
and oh, where is it? Where is it? Where's the gods? Ah, he goes, "Ah, yes. Do 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 do. Here we go. Faith. Here we go. Here we go." And he goes, "Ah, yes. I'm not sure what his exact title is, but I know that he used to go by Invaz."
I'm sorry, what?
Invars? He's I
It,
don't know what he came through about 20 years ago or so. He
it
was on a big mission and he didn't even come into the city. He actually went straight to the edge. Hanging out. He went straight for the storm of broken worlds.
are you sure? You're not mistaken? It was Invars?
Yeah. Why?
Green dragony fellow?
Yeah, that's him.
He he was with me and Icarus before.
Well, small middle of the afterlife.
What happened? How did he's a god?
Yeah, the god of change and rebirth.
Oh, well, I better see what this is all about.
Maybe you get in good with him. Maybe he's gonna be like, "Hey, we're old friends. I'll help you out." I don't know. I don't know how that works. He may be completely different now. I don't know.
He did try to bring me back to life when I died, and I understand he was not successful at the time.
Wait, I'm gonna ask a weird question here. Someone made a someone made a comment earlier. Um, you're all from where exactly?
Jan Koth?
That's it. Now I get it. Oh, that's where that question came from. I'm guessing you guys were there towards the end of the what was it? It was called the chalice incident. um, where you couldn't be resurrected. It was like 100-year stretch or so.
Oh, I guess that must be it.
Well, I know that a lot of stuff went down. And by all reports, depending on which time, that weird little guy, I don't know. He's talking about timelines. I don't understand. But the point is y'all seem to be in there around the same time, but don't know each other. So it's got some credence to it. Maybe you should find him and talk to him. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So there's that. But yeah, that guy, he came down and he was like on a mission. He said he was being led for a greater purpose, to do that which his divine entity wasn't willing to. I'm not sure. He was very
Okay.
so yeah.
uh, so anyway,
Uh-huh.
the shepherds people are supposed to come and find me and talk to me about an apprenticeship. And I will, I think, give the fine people here at Caliber Estates information about apparently Invars.
Hey, that's information they probably don't have. Normally they're all about math and stuff, but they take information of all kinds. So, whatever works to get you home, I suppose. Anyway, just
Suppose
checking in.
so.
I guess let's see the time here. They'll probably be here in about 15 minutes. Oh, before I forget, in about an hour or so, that Reva character, she wants to meet everyone by the tenements. I'm heading there now just to say hello to but the lady, Issa, the old lady. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay. I will meet Riva in an hour then.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, best of luck on your apprenticeship, and may all of your dreams come true. I don't know. I'm bad with social interactions. I'm only good with saying, "Hey, welcome to Dead." But okay, bye bye, and he just walks off. Um, Etha, you're currently in the tenements, probably helping with breakfast. There's a bunch of kids and some kind of like commoners that have made their way here. They're all kind of doing things. You're helping make breakfast. Some of them are sweeping, and then there's a big table set up um, there. And as you're about to sit down, you feel a tap on your shoulder, and there's a bony clawed hand, and you turn around and you see Johann, and he goes, "Hey, how's things?"
Wow. Th- Things are thinging. This place is great. Thanks for the recommendation.
Of course, this is actually one of the places I usually recommend to everybody because it's a low overhead cost, if you know what I mean.
Mm. Benny's really nice.
She is. She's a lovely young lady. I say young because I've been here for a while. But anyway,
Mm.
I'm just calling. I'm just coming to check in and see how you're doing. Make sure you're settling in.
Mm-hmm. So far, so good. As good as, well, things can be in this situation, I suppose.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's one thing to be dead, but sometimes you can be dead and loving it.
True.
Anyway, you seem good, so I'm gonna let you know. Your buddy Reva wants to meet here in about an hour.
About an hour or exactly an hour?
I didn't get the specifics. Just wanted people to gather here at the tenement.
All right. Um, as far as wandering the city, is there any place that I should not be going as a newcomer?
I mean, not really. The city for the most part's pretty open. Wherever you'd like to go, the only places that you may not be given entrance to, the House of the Sovereign,
Sure.
um, the House of Dawn, depending. But yeah, you'll be told you can't go in right now, or you'll be given a crossway coin to wait in line, of course.
Fair enough. Can you direct me which way there's somebody said something about gardens.
Oh, the still gardens?
Sure.
Um, yeah, those are and he just kind of gestures like,
General that way area.
yeah, general that way area.
All right.
Let me see here. That would be 5. Because it's more on the western side of the city. Just head that way. It's a little bit across the waterfall. There's a bridge. You can't miss it.
Cool.
Oh, there's some folks looking for you. Um, they told me,
Ominous.
yeah, well, not bad. It's actually very.
Oh,
It's kind of an honor. Not many people get asked about this. I mean, I was at one point, but I decided to take a different path. Um, but the House of the Sovereign is actually requesting your presence.
all right. Do they have a time, or does time really matter significantly? We're all kind of dead and waiting, so not really sure the vibe.
Well, they did give me this coin to give to you,
Cool.
which is pretty close to the front of the line, actually. Um, they said you would be important, but it's take your time sort of thing. So however long you want to take is
All right.
fine with me. As uh, as Johann is talking to you, you hear a voice in your head going, "Oh, my plan worked. Um, hmm. You should definitely take up this offer. Tell you what, depending on what happens, we may be able to make a deal that gets you out of your current deal."
Issa's kind of like low key glaring inside of her own head to the best of her capacity at whatever the hell the voice is.
So Johann goes, anyway, there's the coin. The gardens are that way. And I will see you all tomorrow. I've got some stuff that I've got to check up on. Everything's under control. If you need anything, you know, just find one of the gods. It'll be all
All
right.
right.
Also, we got it under control, but I recommend staying inside the city till we get all of the anomalies accounted for.
Do you guys need any help with that?
No, not at the moment. We got things pretty much under control.
All right. Just trying to be helpful.
Oh, I appreciate it. And he
Yep.
just wanders off. We go back to Riva. You've been wandering around at this point for about a half an hour. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check to ask some people around you where to find the 10 bells.
18.
You run into one of the Nixian guards. This very buff looking gargoyle who's just kind of stoically standing there, just watching things and looking up at. You still see that there's still some red streaks coming down. There's a lot of them, but doesn't seem to be bothering him that much. And he goes, "Yes, how can I help you?"
Yes, I need to get to the 10 bells. Would you happen to know where that is?
Yeah, actually. If you go down this street, 3 blocks, and then take a right, it'll be on your left-hand side.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Is this the stuff going outside the city, is that something you should be concerned about?
No, there's nothing to be concerned about. We have things under control.
Can I make an insight check?
You absolutely can.
That is a 17.
Okay. that I can hear while I. Ah! All right. You sense something is off. You're not quite sure what it is, but he's not being completely honest with you.
I'll just sort of nod and be like, all right, well, I'll be on my way then. I'm gonna start making my way to the 10 bells.
All right.
Alright.
Right. So you make your way down there. You make it as you enter. There is an immediate presence that you feel upon entering. And it's not something you're used to at all. It's an immense power. And as you turn around to kind of go, what the hell? The door is gone. And standing where the door was is a figure in a robe, all black. And they reach out a hand and they say, welcome. We have heard of your exploits and we understand your unique condition. We believe that we can help each other. We know that you made some choices in life that have inadvertently caused you problems now. And while you may not necessarily understand your circumstances, we do. The moment you came here, you've been on a clock. You have exactly 1 year. However, that can be extended, and we can give you a good way to do it for the good of the realm.
Okay. So this is like you're offering me a job.
Yes. We are a sect of the Pale Horsemen. We we do what they can't do officially. If you're willing, we will give you a trial mission.
Okay. And then if I do good, you'll let me in?
Absolutely. Normally we works in pairs, but we have the field. Our agents are a bit busy at the moment. Um, so we will send you to gather information um, on your own. We don't exactly have a direct target at the moment because everything seems to be in disarray, but we will be in contact. And he hands you a stone.
Okay, I'll take it.
Make sure you have this on you at all times. Only you can hear what is said from it. Do not lose it.
Okay. So, okay, I suppose. Uh, and so this job, let's
Yes.
say I do the first job and then we continue. Is all I'm getting is just more time here?
You have the potential to get more time. So, to explain your unique condition and to give you an idea of why we offer this, most beings that die and come here, they're spirits, souls. However, choices you made all but destroyed your soul. And it is sheer luck that brought you here with the little bit of time you have. Once your timer is gone, you cease to exist. You are no more. There will be no you, no resurrection. In fact, you can't really be resurrected by normal means. But what we can do is offer you the ability to do something good while you're here.
So I'm just stuck here.
Not necessarily. You do enough good work for us. We can pull some strings, as it were, if you really wish to come back or go back, as it were. There are magics that can be used, just not the ones that you're used to.
Okay. Well, I suppose you'll be in contact then.
Absolutely. And as you kind of look down at the stone and look back up, the door is there and the figure is gone.
Riva will stride out like nothing happened and start making her way to the testaments.
All right. Okay. Let's see here. Rosina, you are standing and in front of the academic hall, and you are two robed figures walk up to you. They are both bearing what appears to be a green circlet, or not circlet, but a green symbol on their chest, and they say, "Your apprenticeship starts now." And
I'm ready.
they literally hand you a book. Um, it is roughly about that thick.
So many books.
This will be the starter of what you need to start to comprehend to truly understand that change and rebirth is the right way. Once you get through this, come to the temple and we will have your next job. And they walk away.
Is there? Oh,
You can you can
got some.
you can hail them if you wish to. Okay.
No, no. She's just gonna look at the book and say, "I've got some reading to do, I guess." Again.
Versus.
She'll, but she'll take the book, and I'm assuming it's about time for me to like head to Riva. So I'll just take the book with me and go over there.
Okay. So you start heading towards the tenements. Let's go to Icarus. You have just gotten done talking to Johann. What are you doing?
Well, since I'm awake now, I'm gonna go get dressed really quick. And then I'm just gonna he's just gonna kind of head out into the city, maybe roam around a little bit in the area around the tenements, kind of see what's there, what people are selling, that kind of thing.
Okay. Let's see here. Right. All right. So you find your way just into the general area over near the tenements. There's a small little market thing. Not really much uh, of substance other than just like weird curiosities and knickknacks. Uh, After all, in the afterlife, there's not a lot that people have a need for in terms of material goods. So, what exactly are you looking for?
Well, it's been a long time since I've picked up a random magic item, but I guess at this point, just kind of, a mystery to kind of investigate in my spare time because it looks like I'm going to have a lot of it. So,
Okay. So, you are looking for a magic item. Do you have any way of detecting magic?
um, uh, well, I believe I have. See. What is this one? So I actually have augury, the divination spell, um, which
Nothing that
um,
is specific to that. I get it. Go
yeah.
ahead and there's a few people around with vendor stalls. If you want to try to find someone that may be able to procure you a magic item, go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Um, persuasion. That's an 18.
Okay. So, you talk to the first few people, the first few vendors at stalls, and they're like, no, the only place that magic items typically end up are over there towards the beginning with the blue dragon. Um, I suppose you can try to wheel and deal there, but most people don't need them. You keep asking around, and you eventually come to a guy that looks like something's a little off about him. You're not quite sure what it is, but he just looks at you and goes, "You're looking for magic items, huh?
Mm,
I might know where you can procure something like this. Um, what are you willing to give up for this the potential? Mayhaps you have
mm,
crossway coin to part with.
I think I have a couple. I haven't really kept track of which ones I have.
It's whatever lines
Um,
you've gone into. Obviously, you have one for the timekeepers, um, and probably one for the House of the Sovereign. But those would be the only two that I know of, unless you've expressly told me you've gone to another one.
um, hmm. Sorry, I'm new to the city, so I haven't really had a chance to explore the city all that much.
It's
Um,
fine. It's fine. The Just give me whatever coin you have on you, just one, and I will tell you where to go. This this place, they will have what you want.
okay. Um, I mean, we were checking out housing, so I guess I might have one of the crossway coins for one of the other housing places. Um,
Those won't have it. It's going to be either the House of the Sovereign or the Timekeepers that you'll be giving up a coin to, because that's the first place you went was the Timekeepers. They gave you one. You can get another one by just going back into line, but you'll be at the back of the line again.
yeah, I'll give the timekeepers one.
Okay. Ah, this is fantastic. So the best place for you to find what you seek is follow the road to eternity. There you will see some park benches. Go there tomorrow at noon or after the third bell, and you will see a group of people. They will, if you tell them you'd like to be anywhere but here, they will show you the way.
I appreciate the information.
Of course, I am but a humble proprietor of the fine wares.
And what was your name, good sir?
Oh, I did not give it.
Hmm.
You can call me Steve.
Very well.
Give me a perception
Uh,
check.
oh, this is gonna go well. It's really not. That was a 7. Yeah, no.
Okay, you don't notice it. All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
So
Can I at least figure out like where his accent is from? Because I've traveled a lot. I know so many
it
languages.
seems like a weird combination of multiple because I can't keep the same voice correct. So it doesn't have a place. Is just how you say not from around here.
Or anywhere but here.
Yes. Ah, you understand. So as
I've
you're
met many of your kind.
ah, have you met that one though? You turn around to look and there's nothing there for a split
Yep.
second. You look back and he's gone. And then you kind of just out of curiosity turn around and you see a familiar face. But we'll get back to you in a second. Um, Augustine, what are you doing?
Um, Augustine wants to see if she can find Velo. Did I say that right, Velo?
I mean, it's up there with Lacroix and how the first time I ran the game, I called him Lacroix. So whatever you want.
Based on spelling, I'm assuming French pronunciation, so
Yes,
I'll go with
Velo.
Velo.
Hmm.
Um, she is going to see if she can find Velo to
Okay.
talk to her.
She's very easy to find. There is a plethora of people. She's got her palace right in the middle of the grounds. It is impossible to not know where she is because wherever she goes, there's basically a magical sign above her head. So you find her with ease.
Does she look busy or does she look like I could potentially approach and interject into a conversation?
Um, it really depends on how you approach, I would say.
Can I insight check to see what would be the best way to get her attention to focus on me in a not negative way?
Absolutely.
I know my insight's good. I know my insight's good. All right, hold on. I gotta pull up my dice roller because I don't have real dice with me right now. I do, but I'm not digging them out. Oh, okay. Plus 16. All right, let's see. 28.
No, I was betting on 47. Um,
It was a plus 16. I literally can't get a 47.
yeah, that hasn't stopped you before. So you look at the situation and you kind of study the people around her and how they're kind of gaining her attentions for a moment and then her attention shifts. It seems that the more showy and the more audacious and big, so to speak, you make yourself pretty, beautiful, eye-catching. Do that, and that is how you will find, oh my goodness, did that thing drop out and then come back? Fantastic. That's great. So, sorry everybody. I don't care. Um, that's how you're going to get her attention. It's going to require
Okay.
you to perform.
So, being Faye, does she have a lyrical method of speaking? Is there like any sort of rhythm to how her speech patterns out?
Um,
Because of Faye lore.
okay. So I don't know how familiar you are with uh the 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 steady rhythm and beat of how, let's say, a leader of a cult tends to use their speech, but it's very that. It's got a flow and a beat, and it's very punctuated as it needs to be.
So, Augustine always has her violin with her. So, she's going to pause for a moment and gauge a good spot in the room where she'll get the best, like, everyone can just turn and see her kind of thing.
There is a
Listen
slight
to her
stage off
talking,
to the side. Yeah.
catch that rhythm. Gonna pull out her violin and on the fly begin playing a song that like kind of blends perfectly with that rhythm. And it's
Okay.
almost like it's a soundtrack for her. Because
Okay.
that's pretty fucking audacious, I think.
All right. Go ahead and make a performance check.
Alright. 34?
Not. I mean, yeah. Kind of
Bard!
like I'm gonna say anything. Um.
No, Haley's face.
I am nothing if not consistent.
So you begin playing. You said violin, correct? And as you were doing your insight check, you picked up on the slow rhythm and the very pointed spots where he influxes and inflects her voice. And you start playing a melody that goes along with that. And as you do, it's a slow build. No one's really paying attention at first until she, in the middle of her speech, stops talking for a split second. And you, even with that, you manage to catch that and stop right when she does. And then she starts talking again, and you start following along. And she just looks at you and smiles. And she walks directly over to you while still talking to this plebeian, as it were, next to her, who she's just dragging along to continue this facade of a mock conversation while looking directly at you. And she walks up and she goes, I don't believe we've been introduced just yet. I know that you're new here, and I know that, well, we've talked, but I don't think we've been properly introduced. And as you finally take in what she is a beautiful high fae, potentially an archfey who was cut down in her prime. Everything about her screams both beauty and dangerous.
Augustine will she continues, you know, with the basically giving Velo a soundtrack. Will pause when necessary, all of that, but keeps herself positioned to be able to keep playing and kind of inclines her head, doesn't change her stance enough that it would affect her playing if she has to play again.
Hmm.
Kind of inclines her head respectfully. Augustine Chevalier. Uh, Bard, who unfortunately did not get to perform as long as she wanted.
Ah, cut down in your prime as well, I see. Hmm. Weird. I've heard that name. Johann has mentioned it in passing a few times as people have come and gone from here. And you've been here for quite some time. What made you just now decide to enter this estate when you had such raw talent to give?
Well, every artist must have their time to wallow in their emotions, so I suppose I was wallowing, although I will never admit that directly to Johann.
Ha ha ha. Your secret is safe with me. So how can I help you? It seems you obviously have gathered my attention for a reason. What might that reason be?
The first is I like to make myself known to those who can actually appreciate talent. I worked very hard to get where I am. But the other is I know the sovereign would have plenty of information, but I feel if anyone else here would know secrets, it would be you. And I want to know
Oh,
about the particular place.
oh, I know secrets. And for the grand performance you just threw off, I'm willing to part with one small secret. What is it you wish to know?
Ooh, one secret. Okay. She has to take a second for this one. Um,
I'll let you think on that, and we're gonna go back to, I believe Icarus is heading towards the tenements, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So is Rosina, Riva, you got done with yours and you're heading there. So yeah. Um, Issa, um, you're the one that has the most time to kill. What are you doing?
Issa's going to check in with Benny and see if she needs any help with anything for the day after
Oh,
breakfast.
no, not at all. If you'd
Any
like to take a
errands to
break,
run?
no. Well, I'm looking for a rare ingredient. I believe the young one should have it. Um, Maybe go to the market and fetch it. You'll know this peculiar fella. He's a Jap of sorts. Uh, Here, and she hands you a list. And it on the list it just said it's just a list of items that were, and it says the date that they would be available. And you're not quite sure if that's the date, which is today, because time is weird here. But she
Fair
goes,
enough.
these should be ready now. If you could be kind enough to go pick those up.
Of course. And she'll go off and do that.
Okay. So
Possibly taking like the long way because
yeah,
she wants to check out the
absolutely.
gardens and stuff.
So you end up making it to the market, and you have a feeling in your head, and you're not sure why. You just hear a voice going, "Ah, it's always nice to reunite. What should I call you? Siblings? Friends? Colleagues. There we go. Colleagues. The one you're looking for is one of mine.
Of course he
So,
is.
I believe you, no, not you. You, but not you, is accustomed to this one. And as that's happening, you feel yourself turning to the left, and you actually see a red kobold wearing a full chef's outfit. And you see him, like, as he's
She's
standing
gonna
there.
say out loud, but to the voice in her head, just I understood all of those words, unfortunately, in that order, and I hate it.
You're welcome. As you look over and you see this kobold, you see him like pull out a frying pan. He's like, "What the hell are you doing here?" And he smacks a pigeon out of the sky. He's like, "Ah! Oh, shit, that was." And as it hits the ground, it gets absorbed. And he's like, "Huh,
I,
weird.
I thought there were no wildlife in the Sunless Crossing.
I'm not
Like,
sure." And as he's kind of very confused, he looks over and he looks at you and he goes, "Oh, hi! It's been a while. How have you been?"
I feel like I should ask how you've been,
Oh
given
my
how you
god!
were last encountered.
Oh my god! So you remember the giant eyeball in the sky?
Unfortunately.
I was crushed by a bridge.
Hmm. Well, that explains why getting this back was so bloody, and she'll tap the tooth that she has that's entirely glass.
Yeah, yeah, that was difficult. I'm a little confused about why you have it, but that's a time for another tale. So, I believe you're
You
here
don't
for a
wanna
reason?
know.
Oh, I'm sure I'll find out in due time. And he
Regrettably.
looks around and goes, "What the hell?" And he shoots another Eldritch blast off, and he blasts. You see a pigeon hit the ground and just get absorbed by it. He's like, "That is not normal."
Hard pressed to think about anything here that is.
What do you mean? Most of this stuff makes sense. I've been here for Well, depending on the timeline, 20
Hmm.
or no years.
Just gonna hand
Sometimes
over the
I'm dead and
list.
sometimes I'm alive. As you're having this conversation, that is when Icarus, you turn around and you see Issa talking to someone you recognize, which is a kobold wearing a chef's outfit.
Biscuits?
Oh God, there's more
Hey!
than one of you.
I mean, there can be,
The
but
plural's concerning.
I didn't take that spell. It's fine.
Wait, I thought last I heard you were still alive. Like, I
Yeah.
got a letter right before I died from you. It
So
literally just said, haha.
Issa's gonna just lose her shit. You got taken out by Biscuit?
no, no, no. That wasn't me. That was a letter I sent. Uh,
Okay. I don't
that
know if
letter.
that's better.
So I keep an eye on things, or apparently I did in the different timeline. The point is I'm here and not here, and I'm not sure how to really convey that.
Mm,
Because you two did the same thing, but at the same time, but not.
sure.
So,
I'm just here to pick stuff up today, dude. I don't care.
so are we going with this then?
For now.
Okay, all right, Issa, we got you. And he's like, I got all the stuff you need, and he pulls up a bag and he goes, "This is for Benny, yeah?
Yep.
Fantastic. Tell her she owes me 3 coins
Mm-hmm.
and a turnip."
Heard. Anything else?
Not for me, unless you have something you'd like.
Nope, nothing that comes to mind. Just kind of enjoying myself right now.
Huh, very well.
Tell your boss to
Icarus.
stay out of my head.
Oh, I can't tell him that. He's our boss. I mean, I
Tell your
could, but
boss.
it doesn't help. No, he's your
I know
boss
it
too.
doesn't help. It makes me feel better.
Wait, you're connected to that guy? Oh,
Remind me who you are again, Bearman.
Icarus. We literally fell into the Sunless Crossing together.
It's been like a day, and my attention span is short. You may have noticed I'm old.
You're talking to the Infernal Cook, aren't you?
Probably.
Yeah, he had me deliver slices of flash fried brain. Or was it raw brain? I can't remember.
Hopefully not flash fried. It smells like burnt eggs.
I remember when I did that. It was a what was that? Mind eater? I don't know. It was a brain thing. I made him cook it up and send it on its way. But that's neither here nor there. So
And
uh,
neither are you, apparently.
Issa's
that
going to try and hope that she doesn't get her hand bit off to just pat him on the head. You're a terrible creature and I adore you. I will see you next time. And she's gonna leave.
absolutely. Tell our boss I said hello.
Middle finger as she's continuing to walk.
Okay, bye. So Icarus, what brings you to this side of town?
Well, one, I'm dead. But we all kind of all saw that coming.
I mean, yeah,
Um,
everything dies.
well, my patron and our little spat, our little feud that we had. I mean,
I mean,
oh, he didn't tell you.
I wouldn't call it a little feud. Um, you, all of you, oft LaCroix.
Oh, no, not that guy.
Oh, a different feud. What feud are you talking about?
Stranger in Tatters.
Oh, that one. No, I don't talk to that guy. That guy's weird.
If only just not talking to him would get him to ignore you. He's
Hmm.
probably messed with you a couple times without you knowing.
Oh, no, I knew every single time. But I have a sixth sense about these things and a seventh. I can give you a seventh sense if you want.
Where on my body would that seventh sense be placed?
Your brain.
Okay. I'm still going to decline because I don't feel like having brain surgery with a spork and a skewer.
Oh, I don't do that anymore. No, this one's transferred via magical rock.
I am morbidly curious.
Fantastic. The only thing I require is a memory.
Like an important one or just any memory?
I mean, it depends on the memory on what type of rock I give you. I've got a few.
Um, Let me think.
While you're thinking of that, we're going to go back to Augustine. Augustine, you have the ear of a archfey, both beautiful and dangerous, and she looks at you with a level gaze, piercing eyes, and has offered you one secret for your stellar performance. What is it you are trying to find out?
So when she found out it was one secret, something kind of shifted gears in her head, and she almost blurted, but not quite. How do you contact a patron on another plane of existence? Ones that you are not bound to by a pact.
Oh. In order to effectively answer this question for you, I need to know, have you met this patron or have you merely heard of this patron?
I share blood with this patron.
Oh, juicy. I'm going to require tails after this, but I do have exactly what you need. You said you share blood, so sibling, father, mother, daughter, maybe?
Brother,
Brother. Oh, gossip. I love it. Um, hmm. It'll take some time, but I will have one of my less, how we say, established members bring you what you need within a day or two.
that would be most appreciated.
Of course, of course. Um, I do fully expect you to come by tonight and regale me with some tales of your patron brother.
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you what. That's only that. But I'll tell him if he can find a way here that he may have a new best friend because you two would get along like a house on fire. And that's a compliment coming from me despite the burns.
I'm intrigued. Although I don't know if he would necessarily want to come here, but you never know. An invite is an invite, and I can invite anybody I want. So, yes, I will have that to you as soon as possible. Um, anyway, I will look forward to seeing you this evening.
Absolutely. But I do have to go. Unfortunately, I have someone expecting me within how long would she have until she's supposed to meet with
You
Reba?
have about 30 minutes, maybe 20.
Oh, it's in less than half an hour, and well, I have to figure out what I'm wearing first. So
Oh, making an entrance is always important. Come to my soiree this evening. We can gallivant around together and then talk afterwards. It'll start promptly at 3 a.m. Or rather, when that thing spins the other direction a bit further.
Would you be terribly bothered if I brought Reva along later to the soiree?
Oh no, I don't know who this one is. At least I don't recall, but absolutely.
She assisted in the bear performing when we first got here. But I
Oh,
think that you should have the joy of being able to see her dance as well.
fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Fantastic. I look forward to seeing you. So she wraps up her conversation with you and goes back to this steady cadence, rhythmic speaking, entrancing all of the others around her, and walking down this gilded hallway. Um, we go back to Icarus. What are you going to give up? What memory have you decided that you'd like to give up?
Um, so I believe it was when we were in the Well of Souls, and it was revealed that uh, why did I forget his name? Like this is the joke that we're making, and I forgot his name. Um, the guy who got cursed to
Oh, you're talking
always get
about Grim
forgotten.
Eyes.
Grim Eyes, thank you. Um, it was finally revealed that Grim Eyes was abusing the memory curse to pull pranks on us, and I slapped him with a remove curse. I'm gonna give I'm gonna give that memory
Okay.
so that he gets forgotten again.
So Biscuit holds up to you. Well, actually, he looks around first to make sure that there's
John, you
apparently
froze.
nobody around. And he holds up a what appears to be a conch shell. Um, and he goes, think the memory and focus on here. And as you're doing that, you visualize the annoyance that you had, and then the sudden like, you know what, I'm tired of this, and the slap. And as soon as you hit, that memory falls out of your head, and you see a physical representation of it. It's a kind of a small ball of light, and it enters this conch shell. And Biscuit immediately just puts it back in his jacket, and he goes, middling. Ah, let me see what I got for you. And he pulls out a a suitcase, and he he flips through some of the dials, and you're like, it's not something you're used to, but it's like literally like a business briefcase with like the different numbers on it to unlock it. And he's like 667 668. And he flips it open, and inside you see four stones, each one larger than the next or the previous. And he reaches down and goes, wait, nope, 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 nope. He grabs a towel and grabs the second one, and he goes, here you go. He wraps it up and hands it to you. He goes, I wouldn't do that here if I were you. And he closes it and then throws it into what appears like off to the side, but where it would exit the stall that he's in, it actually seems like it goes into a dimensional pocket and disappears.
I mean, I know it's probably too expensive, but can I get one of those? It would be great to have a dimensional pocket.
Oh, I mean, I can get you one, but I don't think you want where this one came from. Sometimes hands fly through it.
Point taken. Yep,
Although they
I'm
haven't come through lately. I'm really sad. I think it's because she's not dead. And you see like an actual like sad like look on his face.
Are you one of those people that gets hungry for hands? Is that what's going on?
No, that's my sister. She likes hands.
I'm gonna go before I manage to get nightmares in the afterlife. It was nice seeing you again. Glad you're dead but not dead, but somehow all at once.
Yeah,
Have fun
hey,
with that.
hey, do me a favor. If you find either a way to get me back to the land of the living or kill my sister so she has to come here, can you do one of those?
I think so. I don't know
Perfect.
who your
I miss
sister
her
is,
and I
but
can't wait to see her face.
hmm.
Anyway, bye. And the front of the stall just shuts and it starts to like kind of move off of the ground and it's got legs that start sticking out and just starts walking and skittering around like a crab off to the side and just goes down the road.
Feel like he's being chased by Baba Yaga's lawyer.
That happens. It's about time for you all to meet up at the tenements. So eventually you all end up making your way there, unless anyone had one last thing that they wanted to try to do before. If not, then the first person
Issa's
there.
gonna drop her stuff and dip.
Mhm. Okay, so Issa is going to be the first one there. After that, since Riva was the one that called the meeting, she's going to show up, and then slowly, one by one, usually within like 1 to 2 minutes of each other, you all show up. The last being Icarus, who had a much longer conversation than he probably was comfortable. Um, and you all find yourselves standing out in front of the tenements around what appears to be a fountain of sorts.
All right. Well, I think we should go in for a drink. One, and two, I was hoping we could all have a little chat, just catch up. I'm very curious about you two because it really seems like you have a lot in common with us, but not quite. And mostly, I just kind of want to game plan a little. Like,
What's to game plan? We're kind of
isn't
dead.
I know, but like, doesn't
Well,
everything
to be
feel
fair,
off since we dropped in?
Riva, by the way, you do have plans tonight. You're coming to a soiree with me. Anyway, continue.
Oh, okay. Uh,
Let,
Look, what you have
let's
to
go
say is
get that
important, but
drink.
shut up and listen to me.
but
Let's go get that drink.
let's go get a drink. We can talk. Mostly I just wanted to catch up and just have a little talk.
Okay. So
S-
there's no shortage of options for kind of bars. Is there any particular type of location you're looking for? Are you looking for more of a dive bar or maybe a classy one or somewhere in between?
I think I'm
Augustine would vote
looking.
classy, but it's Augustine, so.
I
Issa's gonna vote free.
Yeah, I don't know how money works here. So if classy costs something, then no.
I mean, we could always go to what is it? The the threshold that the
Oh
place
yeah,
that
the place we
we
came from. The
yeah.
The
Isn't that outside
threshold
the
is
city?
what you pass through to enter into Nox Valar.
So we'd have to go outside of Solar to get to
Yeah, if you wanted to go to the junction, that is outside of Nox
Junction.
Valar. But
the
the last
junction.
time you were
Right.
there, it was in dire need of repair,
Yeah, it kind
and
of got blown up a bunch.
probably Quella isn't open for business at this moment, especially with uh, what you can only assume is a cleanup effort outside after a massive explosion from the sky.
Okay, so I think we're just gonna kind of go for a bar wherever it is that has like a booth we could all sit in.
Okay.
That's like cornered enough off
Big
so we can have a
booth,
private
not one
conversation.
of those tiny ones because I'm a fucking bear.
Oh,
Right.
there's
Well,
something to
I'm bigger than
accommodate
you,
anyone.
so trust me. I'm not looking for something small. Uh, so I'll go find, I guess, just whatever bar that
Okay.
seems good enough.
Yeah, there's there's a kind of a middling bar that you find, um, and you kind of look inside, and it's got a big table. For the most part, it's empty. It seems like this side of town isn't really known for this type of uh, event, or maybe it's just not the time of day that most people would go out traditionally to have a drink.
How
So
much
you
did they
all
do?
end up. I mean, it is literally like probably maybe 10 or 11 in the morning right now.
Who cares? We're dead.
The dead don't do brunch. Understood.
That's more of an 11 o'clock thing. You beat the brunch lunch rush.
We're early
Um,
risers. What do you want?
so you walk in and there's a quite a large table. So there's plenty of room for everyone. Uh, a tiefling walks up to all of you, also not alive. Um, says, "How can I help you all?" It's a very elegant blue, or actually kind of a purple tiefling. Um, who walks up and says, "How can I help you?" Kind of early for a drink, but who am I to judge? What can I get you all?
Yeah, just a round of drinks for the table. How does buying things here work?
Ah, it doesn't matter. We all are here, so we all enjoy, and most of this stuff is the cheap stuff anyway. If you want the hefty things or the expensive things to remind you of home, that's a bit pricier, and that requires like actual crossway coins of a certain value, usually. But for just a drink, I got you. We make stuff here. So he walks back behind the bar and he pulls out some frosty mugs and fills up each one with ale and brings it and sets a mug right in front of each one of you. And he walks back behind the bar. He goes, "You guys have a discussion, whatever you want to do. If you need anything, just holler at me. My name is Griffin. I'll be happy to help you out." And he starts doing that typical bartender thing where he's polishing a glass, acting like he's not listening, but obviously listening.
This place might be
What?
too nice for us. It's not often we get the cute bartender without there being a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
not
was
often I
gonna
go to a
say.
bar and don't get into a fight, so you consider yourself
Still early.
lucky.
Yeah.
Same.
Also, what do you make beer out of down here? Is it the souls of grains and hops?
I mean, we walked through an entire wheat field to get here.
You know, that's fair, but what about the other ingredients?
I'd be more concerned about
I'm
what they make meat out of. Like, how many dead bees do you need for that?
I really
I, s-
try not to consider that because I think once you start looking too far into it, there's no turning back.
I saw 2 dead pigeons on my way here.
I saw somebody hit 2 of them out of the sky. They didn't stay on the ground. It was kind of fucking weird.
Do they have ghost
Huh.
livestock?
I'm more
Bartender like looks
concerned that
over
the
and goes,
ground eat things.
"What?
Real quick. Okay.
Wait, did you
Um,
say pigeons?"
Pigeon adjacent, I don't know what the birds you have are here.
We don't have birds here. But answer,
Immediate follow-up questions, I
is
guess.
it pigeons?
Probably.
Fuck. He just goes back to he just goes back to polishing the glass. It's like, God damn it, happens
I assume
every time.
Augustine knows a lot of this because she lived in a tavern basically for 20 years. So I assume she knows a lot of these answers, but is just letting them spiral.
This one is interesting. You heard of it. You know that every once in a while there's a plague that gets unleashed, but it's usually handled pretty quickly. Just for some reason, some psycho, just for whatever reason, just releases an ass ton of pigeons into the Sunless Crossing.
Some psycho, huh?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know if it's true. It just seemed like rumor or hearsay, but this is the first time you hear like people actually saying they've seen pigeons and the bartender have an automatic visceral reaction.
Augustine's just gonna sip at her drink and just let them dissolve into chaos.
Yeah. So,
So,
Rosina, how's your thing
Rosina,
going?
I she puts the book on the table. Do you know what this is?
A book.
Book, yes.
This is the Book of Invars. Invars is here. He is the god of creation.
Who?
Icarus is in the middle of taking a drink, and then he starts choking. Like he knows he's dead, but he's just. I'm sorry, what?
Invars was one of our companions. He was a cleric of like world destroying chaos, and now he's a god.
Jorgenmunder.
Huh.
Jorgenmunder, the world destroying snake. One of the beasts of apocalypse. That Invars?
So anyway, I'm apparently his apprentice now.
Please tell me you at least liked the Zinvars in life, because you're about to have to get real cozy in death by the sound of it.
Yeah, did he?
Once had to
Sorry,
tackle him so he wouldn't destroy the Well of Souls.
Grand scheme of
Which
things
would have
might have been
killed
more
Fate.
helpful. Who knows? Not me.
what is with your friend?
I don't
You
know
just
which of us you're talking to.
them two. He wanted to destroy everything, and then he became a god of creation.
Exactly.
I
How
mean,
does that work?
it kind of makes sense. Like, if you're gonna destroy a bunch of shit, you kind of gotta make shit to destroy it first. I don't know. I got nothing.
Well, I
Anyway,
guess I have to
I
read the
guess
book
we're
to find out, apparently. No spoilers or whatever.
I guess we're
The
friends with the
bartender, the
gods now.
bartender who's oh, go ahead, sorry.
We're friends. We're party members of a god. God, that crushes my ego. I
Sounds like
thought I
not
was
to
gonna
know
be the
more
first
though.
one in divinity.
Bartender speaks up and goes, I know it's not my place, but you should probably read that book. Not a god of creation. Uh Change and rebirth. Kind of like a destruction and upheaval leading to a new. And
Okay, that's
as you look over and you look at the bartender, you see the symbol that's on the front of the book. He has a brooch of it on his lapel.
Of all the gin joints and all of
Maybe,
the deaths we could
yeah,
have
maybe you should
wandered
interrogate
into.
this guy. He seems like he knows what he's talking about.
It's like he's haunting me.
He's beyond that.
I'm sure that was his goal. He got
so.
down here and
He
went,
once
you know what I'm
flirted
gonna
with
do?
me to
I'm
try
gonna
and get
come
some of my
God and
treasure.
piss off my teammates.
I, I, I didn't. I knocked him out of the sky with a geyser once, but that was more, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'd say we're positive neutral, not buddy buddy, but like we did fight off the apocalypse together, despite him wanting to bring the apocalypse. He wanted to stop the apocalypse to bring it on his own terms, not some other random person.
I kind of
Well,
respect that.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's in the script. I just threw it in Discord, so there you go.
Also, Rosina's like not the sharpest tool in the shed, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, Riva, how are you?
I'm fine. I think I got some stuff coming up. Apparently, I'm going to a soiree tonight, and then hopefully some other stuff. I'm kind of looking. I don't know what about all of you. I'm not interested in staying here, and I don't particularly want to go on. I, I, I keep thinking about it. You said Lacroix, or I heard Lacroix's back when we're still alive, Issa.
Mm-hmm.
What? In what way? Like he was
There's a
resurrected?
finite amount of ways you can come back alive, as it
Okay.
turns out. And he picked one of those, to the best of my knowledge.
So you don't know exactly how it happened.
No, I know that he was particularly stabby, and now I'm here.
Oh, he killed you.
Sure. Somebody in that fight killed me. And he was in that fight.
It's unfortunate.
I'm dead, what do I care?
I
Thanks for
suppose
his
not a
reasons,
lot, sounds
but
like.
to LaCroix, the shittiest general we all ever met.
I think
You can
that's
say
only
that
because
again.
we didn't get time to talk to Dorian, but who knows?
Yeah, he wasn't around for you and like since the city, right? Like you haven't talked to him.
Me?
Yeah.
Talk to a king.
Oh yeah, like well, because
That
you're
I
like
sucker
you're part of
punched
the whole
and
revolution and
he
stuff.
kicked
Like,
me out.
aren't you? Aren't well, I know he kicked you out, but like maybe they didn't talk to him, but like do you have anything to do with him? Like, do you know what's going on there?
I know that I've been fighting him the majority of the past 20 years.
And that's going
If you ask how well it's going to a dead person, I swear to God.
well, maybe someone's
Whichever
taking up
God is listening.
your taking the torch. It's not that unreasonable, is it? And you fought him off for 20 years, Maybe the fight would ended with, I don't know, you, Dorian, and the Qual dying. I don't know.
I mean, you could have known.
I, yeah, I guess I could have. I could have died on the battlefield for no reason, huh?
I
Sounds like a
mean,
brilliant time.
you were the one who was always more into fighting. And then 20 years of guerrilla tactics, and where is Riva and her fancy wife's sword?
We're living a happy life together.
How's it working out for you?
Sword is
I don't know, Issa.
uncharacteristically quiet. She's
Didn't
still
your ship
salty.
talk
Augustine just
before?
very casually when Issa says, "How's that going?" Augustine says very casually, "Well, what they are in a bit of a spat right now over the name thing." What? Sorry, continue.
Name thing?
20 years dead and still
Yeah,
stirring shit.
yeah, I was
We're fine
there for
right
part
now,
of it,
and
and
there's
then I
no
passed
issues with our
out.
relationship. That's long and short of it. I don't know if I should be taking shit from you, Issa, considering as far as I know, you've never even dated in your life. I can't imagine someone took you in 120 years
I'm having
of
full
age.
character flashbacks of being the only person in our campaign that actually had a partner until you shacked up with your sword.
As far as I know, that didn't happen.
Uh-huh.
But it's going fine, Issa. And I had a very happy time 20 years up in the mountains, not fighting a war that was clearly pointless.
Issa's gonna go back to her drink.
Wow, you guys are
Bartender's
such
just
a tight knit.
kind of stopped, just kind of just holding the glass and just kind of glancing over at you all, just with bated breath, waiting for the next juicy detail to fall from your lip.
Wow, you guys are
So
such a tight knit group.
We hung
How
out
how
together
did your
for a
friendship
couple of
survive
months. One of our,
past the bonds, past the threshold of death?
we hung out together for a couple of months. A bunch of shit happened. One of our people died, and then everyone dipped out for 20 years. Not much else to say about this.
you punched Dorian? I caught that. You
Mhm.
punched Dorian? When did you punch Dorian?
Uh, right after you died, which is probably why you wouldn't remember it.
Right. Sorry about that, by the way. I mean, I'd do it again, but I wish I'd had more time to warn you guys.
Yeah, a warning would have been nice. It was
I mean, I
a
don't know how much of a warning would have helped.
well, I don't know. It would have been nice to know my friend was going to die in front of my eyes, I suppose.
Sure.
I thought we made it through. I I had made a deal because I felt like fate was the best hope for the city. So if she was going to die, it would be me instead. And it looked like we were in the clear, and then the claw popped back up, ran her through.
Mm-hmm. And then
Sounds
you
like you
Do
were
died, and
you?
then she was kind of broken, and she was ultimately kind of fucking useless to the city, so I don't know.
What?
Similar results probably would have happened whether you had lived or not.
What do you mean she was useless to the city?
I mean what I
What
said.
happened? What happened?
What didn't? Dorian got to keep control. What do you think happened?
And
Fate
fate
didn't
wasn't
stop him.
keeping him in check.
Does it even matter? We're all dead now.
Mm. And there's precious few of our people left back there to worry about.
Um, I think
Oh, you guys?
hmm,
You guys had a depressing time. We were just a bunch of strangers that crashed into the Shadelands together and fucked shit up.
that
I
was
mean,
us for a while.
we did fuck a lot of shit up. Let's not pretend that we didn't do that. It just got messy at the end, shall we say.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
the middle. This is pretty.
The
Yeah, it
whole
was.
thing was messy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, our group made a deal with Majin, so
Well, it's not too different. I think all of us did that at some point.
yeah.
Hmm.
When he
So are
offered us
we
a deal for power, I didn't expect that he would wipe the memories of everyone that ever knew us from e- existence.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it is
I mean, they were
That was an
straightforward enough
interesting
about it,
time.
I guess. Nothing wrong with that.
not a great deal, though. Come back to life,
Yeah,
have
no,
everyone
I was
forget
at least
you.
hoping for a statue to my, bravery and heroism, but nope,
None
I
of us
got a
heard back.
altar of all my fucking magic items in the in the woods,
Hmm.
because I died.
Mm.
well,
Eh,
now we are all a bunch of strangers who have crashed into the Sunless thing together. So are we gonna fuck shit up here or what?
well, we did almost burn down the inn, so we're
I
already
mean, we had
off to a
help
good
with
He didn't
start.
that.
run down shit. That was the what are they called? Also, I read that journal, Ashland's. It's very interesting. Honestly,
Oh,
maybe pass it around. Everyone can get a little read through of it.
Maybe don't do that in front of the nosy bartender.
Oh, who
And also,
cares?
it's
Bartender's just
not
like leaning
yours.
over and just like, oh, and he
He's
hears that
loving
and he
it.
just goes back to like Bart. He just turns around and starts moving bottles around that don't need to be moved.
If you're gonna be nosy, give us better alcohol.
You start hearing more pours. He just walked back over and he like puts down a new mug in front of each one of you. Understood. So,
You
um,
might as well pull up a
You know what?
chair.
Sure, listen and just give us like 1 to 2 days before you spread it around. Give us a little plausible deniability.
you think that I just give out free information? Absolutely not.
Yeah,
I
show that
mean, we
shit.
are,
Come on.
because clearly we're smart.
Am I the only one who doesn't think this is a good idea?
I mean,
What do you want to go do? Sit in someone's room and talk? I mean,
I
Let,
just, I,
let's just say it. We're all individuals that fate seems to have a fate seems to have really have it in for us. We've all ended up in unique circumstances against our will, and that doesn't seem to have changed after death. I mean, we
As
fell in, and immediately the sky blew up.
Eh,
as
for
you
all we know, that happens all the time.
as you're
We've
all
been here 2
talking,
days.
as you're all talking, you you all kind of see out of the corner of your eye. Johann walks in, and everybody make an insight check.
Why is that the one that I did really
19.
well on? I have a +0 to that. I got a
23.
19.
12.
But all the ones that I have
33.
+6 to.
All right, anybody that got over a 14, you there's something like something is obviously bothering Johann. Like he seemed a little off when he was talking to you this morning, but it's been some time. It looks like he's come back and he looks a little shaken. Like something's like he just comes in, he goes, I don't I don't know how to broach this subject. And
What rattled your bones?
uh,
What's got you rattled, Bone Man?
as he's like trying to like stumble through his words, you hear outside a commotion, and he goes, "What the hell?" And he starts walking outside. He walks around the corner, um, and he's like, "You don't hear anything. You just see people running past the doorway. Various souls and different types just running past the doorway. Um, it's kind of a hushed thing. There's a few people gasping and screaming. What do you all do?
Well, first I
I mean,
say,
Augustine will head
and
outside.
here is the gathering chaos that comes around us.
I was going to say something's probably going to go wrong based on what's in the book, but it looks like it's cut me
It's
off.
already happened.
Yeah. Well, let's
Should
go
we
check it
see
out.
what fuckery is going on this time?
Yeah, Rosina goes for the door to see what's going
I
on.
feel like the better question is, are we running in the same direction as everyone else, or are we running towards what they're running from?
Let's go see.
I didn't die the way I did because I was smart.
One by one, I assume you walk out the door. You see about 20 feet off, Johann is just kind of looking uh, off and kind of trying to see what's going on further in the distance. Um, you're 20 feet away, and you see that the the raining down from the vortex is increasing tremendously. Um, it was a big giant crash the first time. There's suddenly another thunderous crack that happens, and all of a sudden you see something that hasn't happened yet because you've seen these happen. These red bolts coming from the vortex, kind of landing out in the fields or where you presume are the fields, but to your knowledge, nothing has happened within the city. It's been pretty calm, pretty quiet. But as you all kind of look up, you see one of these bolts. Two of them actually. It seems like they're tangling and kind of wrapped around one another. They slam down directly 20 feet ahead of all of you, splattering Johann. As these two figures stand up after this cacophony of explosion, you didn't really notice, but brick and rocks and mortar and dirt flew in every direction. Everyone kind of had to hold up their hands. Um, you all have taken about 10 bludgeoning damage from the amount of force that was thrown from the ground as these two figures hit the ground. Johann is ashed. There's nothing left. And standing up is an individual that Issa you recognize as one of the men in La Croix or the Legionnaires um, forces named Janos. And standing next to him is a face that you all recognize, but slightly different. You see who you're not quite sure how, but it looks like Rizel
Oh, fuck me
standing, and
running.
she's got a sword sticking out of her, and she just looks at Janos and pulls it out and goes, "You're gonna have to do better than that." And they
No.
take off running. Now, with that, you all have a split second here. As you look around and you're kind of taking stock, this is all happening in a matter of seconds. They're literally about to take off.
I
Issa, you've taken a substantial amount of damage to your face. You weren't able to put your hand up in time. And the only person that seems to really notice that would be Augustine, because your perception is ridiculous.
Very
So you
high.
look over and there's something off, like real off. It doesn't look like Issa is still Issa.
Like there's a creature wearing her face, or like she herself has mutated.
Mutated feels like an insult. Just a little hurtful.
It's I just watched the Deadpool movie the other day. It's the first thing that came to mind.
So, Augustine, you look over and you see that it seems to be Issa's face hanging off of another face.
Is the other face someone I recognize whatsoever?
Issa, what do you do?
I mean, a lot of shit is
Do I
happening. Do I even clock that Augustine is looking?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
This will be fun because I have great perception.
while all of this is happening, Icarus pulls out his blood snare and he shoots Rizel with the
We'll get
tether bolt.
we'll get to that in a second because this is all kind of a freeze frame.
13.
Yeah.
All right. You notice that Augustine is staring directly at you, and then you're suddenly conscious of what's happened.
What?
That your face is hanging off.
No, to Augustine. Just
Oh
what?
yeah. And that
do I reckon
no. And that is where we're gonna pick up in 2 weeks. Thank you everybody for joining us. Johann has just been ashed. There are two somewhat known but unknown figures about to take flight, and something is off, and we'll find out what that is. Thank you all for joining us. Have a wonderful weekend. As I said, tomorrow we will not have City of Illumination, but we'll see you in 2 weeks, everybody. Have a good night.